I'm going to share with you the makeup products I just can't stop buying. No joke, I haven't even got halfway through my makeup product and I'm already shopping for the next one because I don't want to be disappointed. Now, before we head into this video, don't forget I have several different platforms that I'm on. If you want newsletters, so you want to read, if you want to watch, if you want to learn about business, if you want to become a YouTuber, anything like that, head over to one of these platforms and you're going to find everything you need. Now, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Let's get started. So I did a little bit of online shopping the other day and I was thinking, do you know what? I just keep going for these products. And I thought, you know what? I'm sure you guys want to know which products do I keep repurchasing, because honestly, these are so good that I even buy them before they've finished, because I just get really paranoid and just worried that they've sold out or they're going to be discontinued, or, you know, because that always happens to the good ones, right? Or something's going to happen. So I always buy them and make sure that I've got a backup. The minute I start getting low on a certain pencil or it starts going smaller and smaller and smaller, I'm just like, okay, do they even still sell it? Like, I need to get the next one. Because honestly, I have been using these products for the longest time. And I show you so many different products on this channel, but honestly, I really wanted to show you something which was a little bit different. So the products that I personally keep buying, I personally absolutely love. And I do love all the other products that I share with you, and I'm always very honest about it. But there are my, like, you know, top tier products that I'm always using and I just can't live without. So let's get started with the first one. The first one is my One Size Turn Up the Base BBB cream. It's my Beauty Blur Balm. I really wish this had SPF because this is probably the best beauty balm I have ever used. It is an amazing color and I feel like they do the best colors. Like, I feel like it's really underrated actually. You know, you always hear about Fenty Beauty and all these other brands, and okay, great, they are great, and they're most of the time it's like celeb founders, or, you know, they're endorsed by celebs, and this is by Patrick Starr. So this is the One Size range, and I have to say, when I went to New York and I looked in Sephora and I was looking at the full shade range, because I do have a video showing you how to pick your foundation, honestly, I was blown away with the selection that was available of shades. Now, my shade is medium 3G, which is medium with golden undertones. I just love how easy they've made it to understand. And not just that, I feel pretty comfortable purchasing one of the other like skin products, like as in foundation or concealer, you know, going by what I know I have matched up with, because we don't have One Size here in Dubai. So I have to kind of like either order it online, or when I visit the US, I have to go and like stock up with it. But I haven't tried the foundations or the concealers, and I'm so wanting to try it, because honestly, this is absolutely amazing. So, you know, One Size, if you're watching, I would love to try the other products. It's just so hard for me to get them out here. And honestly, I see that you guys do listen when I tell you what products are amazing, and you go out there and you buy them and then you let me know what you think of them. And, you know, I would say majority of the comments I've received, 99, I don't even actually recall receiving one comment that says that you never liked it. Like, you've always loved the products when you've tried them. Honestly, this is amazing. You have to go and get your shade matched though. So that's the only thing. I can't tell you what shade to go and get, but the texture of this is amazing. It just buffs into the skin amazing. I just wish there was SPF in here, because that would be amazing. This has also lasted for quite a long time for me. I would say the texture of this is very buttery, and it kind of like melts into the skin, and it almost feels like kind of, I would say, in between buttery and moussey. It definitely does smooth your skin, and it helps with making texture look a lot more smoother and blurred. So this is my first product that I keep replenishing. So I do keep buying it. Honestly, it's one of the best ones. I absolutely love it. Next is my Tarte Shape Tape. This is a product, I think I don't even need to really introduce the product. This product needs no introduction. Honestly, you guys know about Shape Tape. It's the best, one of the best concealers around. I have to say that this is probably the only concealer that I feel ticks every box. And okay, yeah, it does give me a heavier finish, so it's not necessarily a natural finish, but you can kind of mix it in with a moisturizer if you want to really kind of lighten it up and just, you know, so it's not so kind of, it doesn't dry so quickly on the skin. I have a different concealer that I use when I don't want a super heavy finish, which is a bit cheaper as well, but I'll show you that one that's coming. But this concealer is something that I can always rely on. So the minute I feel like it's getting down to the bottom, and to be honest, I've got like, how many have I got? I've got a couple here. There you go. I've got another one here. So basically this is already ready for me to use when I run out of this, because it's just so important to me to have this concealer because I know that I can always rely on it. Coverage is amazing. It's like, it gives me the most like stunning, flawless finish to my look. I'm wearing it today. Like, I've been out all morning. I've had this on since 10 a.m. It's now 4 p.m. and it just, without fail, it just will not ever fail me. Like, my under eyes are continuously smooth, and that's where I apply it, on my under eye area and on my lids. I can rely on it. It's just one of the best concealers around. Like, I know that it's going to stay put. It's not going to run. It's not going to fade. It's not going to crack. It's going to look fresh all day long, and it covers up my dark circles no matter how bad they are. Would highly recommend this. So yeah, you got to, again, match your shade, but you're going to love this. Next up is my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This is my cheaper version. So this is what I use when I don't want anything too heavy. And honestly, I love the color of this. I think that's what I love the most, the color and the texture of this. The coverage isn't as amazing as the Shape Tape. Like, I'm not going to get that, like, you know, put it on and it's coverage. This is like that. And then Shape Tape is like, it's like, this is very like relaxed, you know. It does give me the, even though it says super coverage, it's definitely more fluid than the Shape Tape. So I feel like this is like an everyday concealer, but at the same time, I'll be honest, I mix these two together sometimes. So if I don't want my Tarte Shape Tape to be like super heavy or cakey, which it can get if you put too much of it on, I mix in a little bit of this with it, and it just kind of just calms it down a bit. So it gives me that in between, you know, when I want this to be a little bit more coverage, but I also don't want this to be too cakey. So yeah, I would 100% go for something like this. I feel like if you find this too thick, you are gonna love this. This is the next best thing to Shape Tape, I think. Okay, the number of times I've bought this foundation, even though I love my other foundations, which are very natural or like dewy finish to it, I have to say this is the one I think I've probably repurchased the most out of all my foundations. And there were a couple that I do repurchase, and I thought, let me just pick one because I don't want to confuse you with so many foundations. Not everyone uses so many different foundations. I'm a makeup artist. This is my job. I'm a YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? I'm a beauty YouTuber. So I'm always using different makeup. So now sometimes I change up the different foundation that I want to use. Not everyone does that. Most people have one foundation, and that's what I want to kind of stick to, just make it a bit more relatable. So I've picked one foundation that I know I've repurchased the most, and that is the Dior Forever foundation. This is the matte one. They do have a glow version too, but I much prefer the matte one because I'd rather use a different foundation which gives me that kind of like dewiness, which is usually the NARS Sheer Glow. But this is like my Tarte Shape Tape. This is like my, like, I know this is going to keep my foundation like matte and in place all day. Before I used to use this, I used to use a different foundation. I can't even remember which one, but it was kind of like full coverage or like medium to full coverage, kept my foundation matte all day. But the problem with that, and with several other foundations that I've used in its place beforehand, was that my skin kind of broke out a little bit after, or by the end of the day, you can see these tiny bumps coming through the foundation. Like, they weren't even spots, it was just tiny bumps, you know? And I'm sure, you know, some of you guys have had that. This is amazing because it has skincare in it. It's infused with skincare products or ingredients that actually do help to soothe the skin. So over time, your skin actually gets better if you apply this every day. Now, obviously, this is matte, so I don't apply this on a daily basis, but when I do, I know I can trust in it. I know that it's going to keep my foundation looking matte all day. I've got this on today, and it doesn't stay matte like all day. The kind of dewiness that comes through a lot later in the day. Like, it's only over the last hour I started to see it come through. Even when it does, it's not like, whoa, it's just very subtle, you know? So it just stays in place. It just stays in place. I don't ever see any cracking. I don't ever see any kind of like fading or anything like that, or it starts to lift off the skin. Amazing. By the way, the Too Faced was warm beige. And the shade that I use is 3W, which is 3 warm. Usually I would end up going for like olive or neutral, but I am a warm with this, and it's not overly warm. You know, sometimes when you are dark skinned like me, or you know, even like olive or whatever, sometimes it's difficult, like when you don't get that olive shade, so you need to go towards the warm, but then it's just too warm and it's orangey. That's actually not too warm. So just a little bit of extra info there for you. Next, another product that I keep purchasing is my Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder in light banana. It's amazing. I used to use the Ben Nye powder, and I still do now and again, and it is still my ultimate favorite powder. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't want to use Ben Nye because I feel like it's a very old product. And I don't mean old as in like from when I bought it. I mean, you know, it hasn't, I feel like makeup as we've gone through the years, you know, makeup products have got better for the skin. From what I'm aware, Ben Nye haven't changed the formula, and I can't imagine it's great for the skin, you know. It's not talc free, so it does have things in there which I'm just starting to feel, you know, a bit less comfortable with using anything on my skin. So I think over the years, I've slowly transitioned from that. Ultimately, that's gonna just keep everything in place. Ben Nye is amazing for that. So once in a blue moon, I might use that. But the one that I keep repurchasing for a daily basis is this. Because for an everyday powder, it's amazing. I way prefer this over the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I actually don't know why the Laura Mercier translucent powder is so popular. It's like an iconic beauty product. It's like a staple product for most people. But honestly, I feel like this is so underrated because the Laura Mercier powder is a lot thicker. It's not as finely milled as what this is. This is so ultra fine, but not too ultra fine that it just disappears in the air. You know, there are some powders that happens and you just feel like it hasn't even set anything, right? But this is just the perfect consistency. It's the perfect size. It's, you know, the pigments are just perfectly sized. It's honestly the best powder that I've ever used to keep your foundation in place, and you can top up if you want to through the day. Depends how oily your skin gets, but it's a very, very good powder. Next is my Fenty Sunstalker bronzer, and I have a couple of different shades that I repurchased. One is Island Ting and the other is Shady Biz. I kind of alternate between the two. Shady Biz is more of an everyday bronzer because it's a lot lighter, and Island Ting is the one which is a bit deeper, so I use this like, say, if it's an event or something like that. I absolutely love this bronzer. I feel like it is, there are a couple of different brand bronzers that I use, I'll be honest, but if I don't have this in my stock, I feel like I'm missing something. So this is the one that I repurchased. Like the other ones last a bit longer because I don't use them as often, but I do use this quite a lot, and I actually really like it because it's not overly warm, so I can use it as a contour powder as well as my bronzer. So it's not, it obviously depends on the shade that you pick. So if you pick something that's way warmer than that, you might not be able to use it as a contour shade. It's just going to be too orangey or warm for that. But these two shades work really, really well. I'm wearing it today. I've used Shady Biz on my nose to sculpt it, and then I've got Island Ting on my cheeks and on the perimeter of my face. Another product that I keep buying, it's really, really good. Another product that I have been purchasing for the longest time is Lime Crime Bushy Brow Pen. I've tried loads of like brow pen things, you know, where it's got the pen at the end, and honestly it's never as good as this. This is so good. It's way better than any of the others that I've ever tried. Honestly, it doesn't give like an awful ink look to your brows. It looks very natural, isn't overly kind of like thick. It's quite fine as well, and it doesn't what's the word, kind of spread. You know, sometimes you use them and they just start like seeping into other areas. It doesn't do that either, and it does last for quite a while. My shade is baby brown. I don't like it to be too dark because I don't like my brows to be like black. But yeah, that's another product that I love. Another one which you probably already know, Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. Don't know how many times I've purchased this. It is the most amazing color for my skin tone because it gives me that natural lip. I don't like an obvious lip line. I like it to look quite smudged, and I usually do smudge it a little bit, but this is such a good color for me because it just looks like it looks like a natural lip line. It doesn't look like, oh whoa, she's got a lip liner on. And I really love the texture because usually what happens is when I apply this in the morning, I don't need to reapply. I mean, I don't need to reapply, but it does go down pretty quick, you know? So I've gone through loads of these, but the minute this gets halfway there, I'm getting another one because I have been before to Charlotte Tilbury store and they've just not had any. So I am very, very conscious of that when I get halfway down the pencil. So that's another product. Next and last is my Rare Beauty Lip Souffle in Brave. Now, it's the texture and the color that I absolutely love. There's just something about this. It's not, this is what I'm saying, it's not just color. Because I used to be obsessed with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick in Hollywood. That's the closest thing to this, but they discontinued that because why not? Because everyone loved it, so let's discontinue it. But anyway, this is, I would say, even better than that because it's a bit more punchy in color. But what I love about this is it's a much better consistency than the Anastasia lipstick. This is like, it's a souffle kind of like texture, so it's very moussey and it just kind of glides on and it doesn't dry your lips at all. And I feel like you can reapply it through the day if you want. It does fade a little bit, but I like that because I like it when it's like, I've got it on now and I put it on this morning and I haven't reapplied it. So this is what it looks like after it's like faded. Let me apply a fresh coat. Yeah, I love this. This is just such a nice color. And it's like almost like this, it's not a tint, but it's like it's slightly transparent where it's not like, it's not overly pigmented, you know? So I don't feel like I've just put a whole load of thick lipstick on. So I really love that. That is the next product that I wanted to share with you. Absolutely love it. My favorite color from them. I keep purchasing that. And yeah, I hope that this has kind of helped you to get a bit of a peek inside my personal makeup stash. And I really wanted you to know which ones that I keep repurchasing because I do so many videos for you guys and you see me use so many different products because obviously I want to, you know, review stuff and show you what it looks like so that you can save your time, save your money, save having to figure out whether you want it or not. And in the, you know, in the mix of all of that, it must be difficult for you to figure out what is it that she uses on herself all the time. Like, what does she keep going out and buying? So I thought, why not share that with you today so that you guys can get a peek into what I keep buying when it comes to my makeup products. So wherever you are in the world, sending you loads of love, and I hope you've had the best day. I hope you have been super productive, full of love, and super happy. I'm just giving you loads of good energy. So take it. I am sending you loads of love, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you soon.